Wait, what happened? We go live and then you whisper something in my ear and I don't even know what's happening, Coach.
I said our draft starts in 30 minutes, just so you know.
Yeah, why are we doing a draft mid-season? Oh my God, with a messed up league. That's the best part. This league is so messed up. We started throwing shit out there. What they say about the mid-year draft, by the way?
We didn't vote on it yet, but we're going to vote on it in the offseason. That's all.
We're going to vote on a rule that's supposed to take place before this or in the middle of the season. Anyways, welcome on in. What's going on, everybody? We are live here on Fantasy Football Discussion and Fantasy Intervention. Big shout out to everybody tuning in. Big shout out to Dave, who's just snacking over there, having his breakfast time. Big shout out to Coach Steve, who's doing stuff for his draft. Big shout out to Thomas, who actually joined us on time this week. We are ready to rock and roll. Make sure you guys get these questions in. Get your questions in for start or sit. We do have injuries to discuss to make sure that we are on the same page. Keep in mind, Justin Fields is out. Allen Robinson's out. Thomas, what other guys do we have out?
So far from what I'm getting is a lot of defensive players, like Chase Young is out.
Yep.
Like the guys have said, Justin Fields isn't playing. Sheldon Rankins is out. Isaiah Likely is out. Gus Edwards is in.
Jamar Chase is out.
Jamar Chase is out. I haven't got there yet, but thank you. Like I said, Jerry Jeudy, he's out. Fournette, obviously out. Mike Williams, out. Rondale Moore, out. Stafford, out. Allen Robinson, out. Just brutal.
Hey, Coach, is this why we don't draft until week 12? I mean, Axel has a great point here.
Basically, yeah. We can't go wrong. We know what's going on now.
We don't draft until the playoffs for this reason exactly, because all these injuries are just absolutely brutal.
And then in another week, nothing's going to be what it was. So there's that too. Romeo Dobbs is out and Jaylen Warren is out. So we're firing up Najee because the starter is out today.
I'm a big proponent of Superflex leagues, but looking at the quarterback starting this week is making me reevaluate my life.
Bryce Perkins, Trevor Siemian,
Mike White. I'm in a midseason startup right now, a midseason Superflex startup that's not like off the walls insane. And I'd never double tap quarterback. Like I am pro zero QBing it. Like I don't care. I think quarterbacks get pushed up. I double tapped. Pop. 1-9 Kyler Murray, 2-4 Trevor Lawrence. Pop. Like because quarterbacks in overall in Dynasty right now are just absolutely shite. It's a scary place. It's a horrifying place.
Yeah, I'm starting Cameron Dicker over Taylor Heineke and Scott Fish this week. Cameron Dicker.
Dicker the kicker.
Yeah, that's right.
I've been going 2 or 3 kickers every week. It's worked.
That clip where the guy finds out that his kicker's name is Dicker was hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man, we do have these questions rolling in. Big shout out to everybody that's joining the chat. Make sure you do get your questions in so we can answer them. This is Starter Sit questions. Yeah, the playoffs coming up hot. Unfortunately, I did not make the Scott Fish Bowl playoffs, so I don't even want to bring up the Scott Fish Bowl. But yeah, we got some good questions rolling in. Make sure you guys get those questions in for the playoffs. Is there anybody else that we need to take notice injury-wise? I mean, like we saw Gus Edwards is definitely somebody you want to pay attention to in an advantageous matchup. Is he somebody that you guys are rolling out in a RB position or flex position this week? We'll start out with Steven. You're muted, I think.
Sorry, I kept myself on mute just in case. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay rolling out. Is it Latavius Murray? You said, right?
Gus Edwards.
I think if you're in a desperate situation, if he's active today, that means he's gonna see workload in this offense today, and they have a pretty decent matchup against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I would assume they're going to be in situations where they're going to be able to have a chance to score. And it seems like when Gus Edwards does play and he's on the field, he's going to get those goal line work. So if you're in a desperation situation, he might get you a touchdown possibly pretty early in this game.
There's nobody more frustrating in the entire NFL right now than Kenyon Drake, who used to be the guy that we used to hope would not have to share workloads with other players. You remember when we were like, dude, we just give Kenyon Drake the rock, 20 times a game, and he'll be a success. You guys remember that, or am I the only one?
I remember that. He was a Dolphin back in the day. I remember those days.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you're giving him the rock every play, and you're like, dude, I just wish you'd go away. Just please, just go away. Leave us alone. Let us get our other running backs, involved in the game. Dave, are you a fan of Gus Edwards this week coming off an injury and immediately getting thrust in the starting lineup?
No, I mean, you may have to play him because of injuries and buys and stuff like that, but there's too much unknown between Edwards and between Drake, and unless he gets in the end zone, it could be a sketchy week.
I like that. I will also go ahead and give a shout out to Jeff Wilson Jr. for the Dolphins, who should have a fire week. All right, let's get these questions up here. Let's start to answer some of these questions. Y'all ready?
Let's do it.
All right, we have Christian Kirk, who has a weird matchup up against the Baltimore Ravens, who have been a lot better up against the wide receivers as of late with the healthy secondary. Big shout out to Kyle Hamilton, who is the top ranked safety in the league. Love that guy. Or we have T. Higgins, who does not have Jamar Chase, by the way. Which route are you going? We'll start with Thomas on this one.
So I like Kirk unless Humphrey plays in the slot. They've moved Marlon Humphrey inside, and he's been wildly more efficient. If Humph is inside, I don't want to play Kirk. So you're playing 50-50 ball with that. I actually prefer T. Higgins matchup plus everything else that he provides. Kirk is super matchup dependent. And if they're finding success, Baltimore's defense has been really good for the last 5 weeks or so, maybe even longer. Humphrey moving inside is part of that. I don't want Humphrey versus Kirk.
Yeah, I'm on the Higgins side as well. Dave, what do you say?
Yeah, give me Higgins.
All right. What you got, Steve?
Yeah, Higgins as well. I mean, Titans they give it the third most fantasy points per game to wide receivers. Should be a really good game for this Bengals offense.
Yeah, the Titans secondary is brutal. It's really bad. Their whole secondary is beat up. There's nobody over there, and they're really good up against running back. So Samaje Perine can be running into a brick wall the whole game. It's going to set up a lot of third and longs, a lot of opportunities for Higgins. And Higgins, I have him as an anytime touchdown scorer locked into a lot of my parlays this week. All right.
Chase, real quick, with the James Robinson trade, you could probably cut him. They are saying the Jets trade a 6th-round pick that becomes a 5th-rounder if Robinson rushes for 260-plus yards with the team. He's at 75 right now. They're not going to want him to hit that 260 mark. Drop him, go pick up a handcuff running back or a stash, you grab a stash defense or something. Where
did that come from?
R.A. Muriv, the My Sports Update.
Oh, gotcha. Oh,
yeah, okay, I put it in the chat. I remember there was some type of condition. I didn't know what it was, but yeah, it turns from a 6th to a 5th if he has 260 plus rushing yards, and so they don't want to hit it. Apparently, healthy scratch.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool. Oh, I missed that. So yeah, James Robinson is a healthy scratch. Gotcha. Thank you very much for bringing that up. They don't want to pay him money. All right. We have JT, Latavius Murray, Rachaad White, Dameon Pierce. He needs 2 and a flex. PPR. So we need to pick 3 guys. I'm locking in Rachaad White and JT. Dameon Pierce, it's a tough matchup up against the Dolphins, but I'm probably going to play him too. I don't want anything to do with Latavius Murray. He averaged, 2.9 yards per carry last week up against one of the worst run defenses in the league in the Raiders. It's not good. Latavius Murray's not a good running back. Sure, he sees some gaps. Sure, he's had some decent games in there to an extent. I know the Carolina Panthers aren't a good run defense, but I just don't want to trust this game. And we could see a game where it's 10-3 by the end of the day. We can see 13 points. I think the over under for this is 36 points, which I haven't seen the entire season. I don't think be that low. I'm still thinking about taking the under. I've only did one parlay with it being the under, but I'm thinking about running it back and running a bunch of different unders on this game. Which one are you guys going with? We'll start with you, Thomas.
Do you have a receiver to play in the flex? That would be ideal.
Wait, which 2 are you locking in?
Well, I'm locking in the 2 obvious ones. You're not playing Taylor and you're not avoiding Rachaad White. Although Rachaad White, I don't think is the big lock. A lot of people say it is. I don't think they'll have any problem rushing Gio Bernard into passing situations.
And Keyshawn Vaughn got the start last week.
Yeah, look, if you're hyped for Rachaad White's 22 carries for 100 and something yards, be as excited for like every Isaiah Pacheco week he's had since taking over the job. It's the same gimmick, no targets, lots of rushing, and Pacheco's on a better offense. It's just like I know we're excited, but maybe relax a little. But I'm still playing Rachaad White. I'm going to play Dameon Pierce over Miami just because points might actually get scored. But then the Texans are not starting Mills. They're playing some other jamoke of a quarterback. So it's
Kyle Allen.
It's disgusting. I'll play Pierce because he might get 35 touches this week.
It's interesting, right? Because I put up on a tweet that everybody's going to be pissed off at Gio Bernard this week. They're going to be so pissed because everybody's shouting about Rachaad White. And somebody told me to fuck off. So
we're fiending. That's what I mean. We are fiending for this Rachaad White week. But there are some red flags here. There are.
All right. What you got, Dave? You look like you're ready to pounce on this one.
Yeah, I mean, the Rachaad White and JT are easy. And then the discussion is Dameon Pierce, Lat Murray. And yes, if you have another option, please throw it out there. Dameon Pierce is breaking down. He's on a very bad offense. And, yes, this is going to be a high-scoring game. And your hope is that he gets a couple checkdowns and can gobble up some points that way. But, there's not going to be a lot of red zone opportunities for him in this terrible offense that's now led by Kyle Allen. And Latavius Murray, it's kind of the opposite. You don't expect much from him at all between the 20s, but you're going to hope that he can fall into the end zone, and do his little LT thing at some point today because it is Carolina. So,
I will say, guys, Kyle Allen has put up at least 250 passing yards in 50% of his games over the past couple seasons. So Kyle Allen's not that bad. Keep in mind, he's not great either because he turns the ball over a lot, which is actually a negative point for Dameon Pierce because you obviously want to run the ball. You want to try and play from ahead, but he's capable of getting ahead at some point, or at least keeping up with the Dolphins. It's just the Dolphins' run defense is somewhat decent this year. Steve, what you got with this, man? You're a Dolphins fan. Let us know what you're thinking.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be a tough matchup for Dameon Pierce. Miami has been pretty decent against running backs this season here, but I feel like with the switch to Kyle Allen now for Houston, I mean, I don't know if I trust the passing attack any more than what it was before. So I feel like they're just going to continue to feed the ball to Dameon Pierce. And I think just volume alone will keep him in this game here, where I don't know if Latavius Murray, I mean, Denver's offense is just as bad. I would be hard to want to trust Latavius Murray this week still. I'm still going to go White, JT, and Dameon Pierce.
All right, we got Facebook user over here. By the way, if you just see Facebook user, that's because you're not actually following or the page itself for Fantasy Football Discussion. Make sure you guys go check out the Fantasy Football Discussion page. If you follow us or watch on there, your name will pop up. We can get familiar with your teams, and we can help you out from week to week, just like we do with Axel, just like we do with a few other people that are joining into this episode. So make sure you bring in those questions. Make sure you guys follow Fantasy Football Discussion, or you can join us on YouTube, youtube.com/fantasy intervention.
Can I just make one counterpoint for Latavius Murray? He's hit 10 PPR points over the last 3 out of his last 4 games, and he's playing a Carolina defense that let Tyler Algier, another very sluggish running back, Atlanta ran all over them as well. I think there's an opportunity for Murray.
Yeah, the Raiders might be worse, and he didn't do anything. He ran for 3 yards per carry. So I get it.
That, but he scored 17 PPR points that game. So I don't really care what his yards per carry was. If I'm playing devil's advocate, the other side.
All right, Amari Cooper or Keenan Allen. We don't have Mike Williams in, but Amari Cooper has an advantageous matchup in a game that Jacoby Brissett might just go out in flames, right? He might just go out in fireworks and flames where it's just going to be a shit show dumpster fire where he's throwing all over the field. He throws for 600 yards, 5 touchdowns. Amari Cooper gets 4 of them. This is Jacoby Brissett's last game before Deshaun Watson comes in. So where are we going with this one? Steve, we'll start out with you.
I mean, this is tough. I mean, because it seems like the obvious choice would be Keenan Allen, but I'm still going to lean to Amari Cooper here. He is their number 1 wide receiver on this offense. I know you could say that Keenan Allen is the Chargers, but Joshua Palmer has been playing out of his mind over the last few weeks now, much better than early on in the season when he had the chance. And with Eckler still being the main target guy in that offense here, Amari Cooper is the target guy for Cleveland, and I expect if Cleveland falls behind in this game, which I do expect them to do with the Bucs, he's going to see 10 targets in this game. He should be able to put up at least a high-end wide receiver 2 number, even on the road this week.
And it's a home game.
It was a home game. I thought they were away.
Or are they away? If they're away, then absolutely not. I just thought I saw it as a home.
Hey, he had an okay game away. No, it's a home game.
That is a
neutral,
neutral
even better. Then he does well at home. So
yeah, well, last week was actually a good week for him at home. Believe it or not, I mean away. Believe it or not, but he is home this week, which is a huge turn on for me. It's getting me all riled up, hot and bothered. All right, Dave, how hot and bothered are you about this question?
And it was a neutral site, for the record, neutral site.
It was neutral. Oh, that does count, I guess, right?
So the weather is there. I think in a full PPR, I'm gonna go on Allen. If it's half point or standard, I'll go with Cooper. But you have some weather issues there. A few showers early, becoming a steady rain for the afternoon. High of 58. The southwest winds at 15 to 25 miles an hour. Chance of rain 70%. Higher wind gusts possible.
Is this for Cleveland?
Yep.
That's what they deal with regularly, though. Like I tried to play that a few different times over the past couple of years, and I feel like they deal with that regularly. I'm still taking Keenan Allen myself. Anybody else have a different take on this or want to add to it?
No.
All right, pick 2: Perine, Pierce, or Sutton. I'm not playing Perine this week. I think it's going to fail epically. I think it's going to be awesome for DFS because you're going to see 20% ownership on Samaje Perine, and he's literally going to run to a brick wall game. I'm taking Pierce and Sutton.
I'll play Perine. I'll play Perine and Sutton. Sure.
Over Pierce, huh?
Yeah, that offense is going to be awful. It's going to be awful.
Could be.
Pierce was relying on touchdowns and like the sparse targets that he got to begin this season.
He had breakaway runs. Yeah. He was able to get 20-yard gaps pretty occasionally.
Mm-hmm. And in PPR, that matters. Upside for running backs is touchdowns and receptions. Dameon Pierce ain't getting that. I'll take Perine, who can catch 4 or 5 passes this week. Let me know what the dose score says, Chase, but I'll take Perine and Sutton. Better back. Or not a better back, but I'll take the worst back on a better offense than who is getting the reps than a mediocre back as it is on a bad offense.
Yeah, I will say the dose score actually has the Titans at an advantageous point for reception. So if it is PPR, you could go Perine, but I'm not playing it. All right, what about you guys down there? Dave, we'll start out with you.
Yeah, I know there's gonna be a lot. There's a lot of. I was just on another show, and there's a lot of Perine questions out there, and it's tough. He's not gonna do a lot of work on the ground. They're very tough up the middle. Yep. He is the receiving back, and so I do think he's gonna get some work in the receiving game. And Jamar Chase is also out officially, so I'll stick with Perine and go with Sutton on this one.
You know what defense allows the most receptions this season? The Tennessee Titans. Perine and Sutton for me. Perine always, whenever he gets a chance to start in line from usually it's Mixon, obviously, he's always performed at least a high-end RB2. I'm going to stick with that this week. And then obviously Sutton, I feel like he's going to end up having a good game with no Jerry Jeudy today.
Higbee.
Much less inefficient than Joe Mixon is.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
It's not a touchdown and 6 receptions.
Pierce is breaking down. Like he got injured during the Giants game, injured going into the Giants game, got injured again during the game, like neck, shoulder. He's just kind of breaking down a little bit, and you can see some inefficiencies, from all that his running style is just very brutal.
Yeah, it's kind of reckless to an extent. It reminds me a lot of Alfred Morris, who we saw also break down towards his career. Like I said that Dameon Pierce was like a beefed up version of Alfred Morris. Alfred Morris was never like as big as Dameon Pierce was, but they have a very similar running style where they just kind of throw their bodies at the defender and they say, "Hey, do what you want with it." I'm going to try and get through you. Do what you want with it. So it is
when you get hit 6 or 7 times on one play like that adds up.
All right, so Higbee or Juwan Johnson. Higbee has the Chiefs, I believe, and then
Bryson Perkins.
And Bryson Perkins. Juwan Johnson has a tougher matchup up against the 49ers. But, I mean, there's no Allen Robinson. There's no Cooper Kupp. He has nobody as target competition for Higbee. I got to go Higbee just because he's going to see probably, 7 targets this game, 8 targets this game. I know they're going to try and run, but they're going to be behind. And you're going to get to halftime, and Higbee's going to have, 1 target. After halftime, he's going to have, 6 to 7 targets, I think. I have to go Higbee on this one. I like Juwan Johnson. Dave, what you got?
Yeah, go ahead.
I got Johnson. I like the upside on this one. That it's gonna be bad. Like the Rams are just packing it in. They're done, and so the Chiefs are. It's just gonna be ugly.
Are we gonna see McVay, Stafford, and Aaron Donald retire after the season?
It's concerning. I'd still play Hate Crime Higbee.
All right, Steve.
Man, I feel like the obvious answer is obviously taking Tyler Higbee, but I don't know. Jawan Johnson just continues to impress and score those touchdowns week in and week out, even in tough matchups. Even last week, I had him as a big sit, and he ended up performing. So I'm probably just going to lean Jawan Johnson because he seems to be a big part of that offense once they get into that red zone.
All right. 10-man, full PPR, need one flex. Jeff Wilson, Samaje Perine. Yeah, this one's easy. It's Jeff Wilson. He's going to smash this week. He's one of my favorite running backs.
How do you go for 200 yards this week? Like easily.
All right. So we have Kamara or Antonio Gibson. Kamara has a brutal matchup, man, up against the 49ers. They've been shutting down running backs. Antonio Gibson has somewhat of an advantageous matchup. I got to go Gibson on this one, guys. What about you?
Yeah, I'd play Gibby. That feels so disgusting to say.
I'm gonna go with Kamara on this one, but it just doesn't feel good. It's not as easy as it should be.
It's not. It's tough up against the 49ers, man. You don't want to play any running backs up against these guys.
Yeah, I mean,
Kamara is so iffy.
Like draft capital's out the window at this point. Like, don't be like, I'm starting this guy because I drafted him in the 3rd round.
Yeah,
but like, you're gonna really like if Kamara has the potential of having a 3 touchdown game, and if you set him for Gibson, you're going to be, and the likelihood of them scoring the same amount of points is high. Like they're not, it's not a huge difference in them right now.
The 49ers secondary is a little bit beat up. So I think they're going to pass a lot. I think they're going to be successful passing. We might even see Jameis Winston, not get his feelings hurt and come out by halftime if they can't perform, who knows? I still got to go Gibson on this one. I think he's going to run, nonstop this game. And he's been getting touchdowns and he's been getting receiving work without J.D. McKissick. So Steve, where are you sitting at?
Yeah, I mean, this is tough, obviously, to sit Alvin Kamara, but Antonio Gibson has been playing better over the last 3 or 4 weeks now, and he's obviously kind of basically splitting the running down work with Brian Robinson, and obviously has full control of that passing work. So I'm probably going to go Antonio Gibson on this one. The matchup against the Falcons just makes too much sense.
He's also outscored Kamara since the 40-point game that Kamara dropped. It's kind of interesting to think about, but it's the facts.
All right, we have to choose the flex position. Pacheco,
Jeff Wilson
Jr., Garrett Wilson Edwards. Yeah, it's Jeff Wilson. Anybody have a different take on this?
Every question where it's like Jeff Wilson Jr. or is 98% going to be Jeff Wilson Jr. You just do it. Houston is what they are. They are what we thought they were, right? And it's an easy matchup for running backs. There's just some matchups you take advantage of. Tight ends versus Arizona, everyone versus Houston. It's very easy that way.
Yep.
All right, we have
Chase Vernon's dog over there. I see you.
No. I just had somebody try to call me, and I'm like, hey, I'm on a show right now. Let me call you back. All right, Perine or Jacobs? Which one y'all taking on this one? Is Jacobs playing?
He's playing.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs is playing.
But
he's questionable because he had a soft tissue injury.
He's questionable, and he was a late add to the practice report. Was it illness or was it?
No, it was a soft tissue injury. I don't remember what the soft tissue injury was, but I know that's normally not a good sign for running backs. Let's go back to this question as somebody looks it up, and we'll go Kittle or Higbee this week. Kittle's been involved in this offense the past few weeks. Blitz rate is somewhat out the window to an extent for the Saints because they bring pressure with their front four. I don't think Kittle's going to have to block. I do like Higbee this week, but I'm taking the lead option in Kittle, who can always give you that boom week.
Yeah, and Kittle looks healthy.
He does. He looks good, man.
I'll just take Kittle because hate crime Higbee. If there's somebody I can play over Higbee, I will.
Oh God. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with Kittle. If it was Matthew Stafford or like John Wolfer at quarterback, I'd be a little bit more. Is he? Is the Perkins guy playing actual quarterback now? They say he's starting.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure if they actually confirmed that or not, but yeah, I'm just gonna go Kittle then.
All right, did we get an answer for the Perine or Jacobs?
Jacobs is playing per Schefter. He's
All right,
on track to play.
I'm going with Jacobson. I'm not messing around with Perine. I don't like Perine this week at all.
And it was a calf injury.
Yeah, it was calf. Cool. What about you guys?
Yeah,
Steve?
I'm playing Jacobs. I'm playing the good player.
All right, Jacobs all around. All right, we have Kamara or Perine. I'm going Kamara on this one.
Yep,
Kamara, yeah.
Kamara.
I'll play Perine.
All right. What's up, guys? He needs a better flex. Is he going with Perine or Devonta Smith this week?
Smitty.
I'm taking Devonta Smith. I think that he actually has one of his, elite level games where he sees over 100 yards receiving, probably 7 catches in this one. What about you guys?
Yeah, I'll take Smitty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take Smith.
I will too. Sunday Night Football should be a good game for him.
All right, we have good morning, gentlemen. Hope all is well. What's going on, Damon? How you doing?
Look at that possession in that picture. Like, look at the possession of the football in that. That is an elite. Look at the body angle. You can see the calf stressing there. You probably scored a touchdown on that play.
Thomas is crushing on you, bro. All right, we have one wide receiver spot open and no one in the flex. In one flex. Sorry. Who should I fill in those positions? I have Devonta Smith, Allen Lazard, Chris Olave, Sutton, Cortland Sutton, Najee Harris, and Pacheco. Right now on the bench, I'm going to fade Pacheco in this one. I don't think he's even in the same category. Sutton for me is out. I'm more between like Smith, Olave, and a little bit of Najee Harris, but Najee Harris just feels gross. Let me hear what you guys have to say. Steve, you sound like you look like you're ready.
Yeah, I'm just going to go with the 2 wide receivers here. I mean, if we knew maybe if it was full point PPR or half, that might change my opinion on maybe one of them for Najee Harris because he should have the backfield to himself. But I'm just going to take the 2 wide receivers. Like we just mentioned, Devontae Smith should be in for a really good game. Chris Olave is the number 1 wide receiver on the Saints, and they should end up having to throw the ball a ton in this game here. I think Chase, you mentioned the secondary they're playing today has been kind of banged up. So Chris Olave has just been a guy you want to always start. So those are my 2 guys right there.
You said Smith and Olave, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, it's what it has to be. Chris Olave is he's a top 10 receiver in the NFL. Like it's like in your dynasty rankings, and he should be a top 10 play pretty much every week. He can blow up every week. He's an alpha receiver. Like it's the second half of the season when rookies blow up. He's blown up. He's done it. He's just in every week. So
we just went through my dynasty rankings, and Chase had some. He was surprised how high I had Olave.
He's top 8. Like
yeah, I think I have him at
across
8.
the board. Yeah,
I have him at Chase. What I have him at 8 or 9.
It was
Chase
high.
made the same face when I told him I had Ayuk in my top 20.
That's still bizarre to me too. And that people would rather have Ayuk over Terry McLaurin. I think that's bizarre too.
For the reference, I just drafted Chris Olave at 3.9 in this startup. That's where you're going to have to pay to get him.
So I'm going to take Olave here, and I do think Harris is the safer play because Devonta Smith is the play, but there are times where he's just like ghosted us this season, and that passing offense does not always. It's just if they get up on the Packers, they're just going to run the ball, and so I don't know if Smith is as safe as a play. Receivers have more volatility, and Harris has looked a lot better, and now he gets the backfield to himself without Warren. So he's going to get 15 to 20 touches. And we just hope that, Smith can get 7 or 8 targets.
Yeah, I'm going to take Smith and Olave as well. I think we're all pretty much consensus on that for the most part outside of the Najee Harris take, which I don't think is a bad take whatsoever. All right, so we have Hollywood Brown or Pittman, non-PPR, and Tua or Hurts. So I'm going to go ahead and start out with quarterbacks on this one because I'm fading Tua this week. I don't think that he's going to have to pass. We've never seen a team. And I know, by the way, the Dolphins don't let off the gas, right? Like we've seen them be up by multiple touchdowns and they still pass. And Tua could easily get a few touchdowns, especially Stingley dealing with I think it's a hamstring injury. Like that could leave Tyreek Hill wide open. But I'm still going to go ahead and fade Tua because I think Hurts is going to have a more competitive game. And then Hollywood Brown is interesting because he was supposed to come back last week. He's coming back this week. Now they're out on Rondale Moore. So Hollywood Brown could see the targets. And I love Pittman. I do. I think that Pittman, is a top 18 receiver. He's going to be a high-end RB2 for the rest of the season. But, man, the Charge game is going to be so high scoring that, I think that they're going to have to pass. And I really want to play Hollywood Brown. So I'm taking Hurts in this one, and I'm going to leave the wide receivers up to you guys, see what you guys have to say on them. We'll start out with you, Dave.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Pittman because we haven't seen Hollywood with DeAndre Hopkins together. And so I don't know what that's going to look like. And Brown is coming back off of an injury. So we don't know if he's going to – we've seen these guys come back and they're on limited snap counts, and that word comes out right before the game or comes out halfway through the game. I like Hollywood Brown and I like Pittman, but I like Hollywood Brown better in normal situations, but he's just come back off the injury and Hopkins. I'm going to go with Pittman on this one, and then I'll go with Hurts.
Michael Pittman Jr. hasn't scored a touchdown since week 1. That's mortifying. He has though gone over 10 PPR points in all but 2 games. So what's the one thing I always say on this? What's your risk tolerance? Can you handle Hollywood Brown coming out and playing 30% of the snaps and putting up potentially nothing? All right, then play Hollywood Brown because he's more likely to put up 20 points. I think to what was mentioned in the we don't know what the snap or the target's going to look like. He's a 25% target share player. That's sticky. We know target share is sticky. He's in the game. He's going to get targeted. It's how much is he in the game. So if you need 25 points to win, play Brown. If you're happy just getting your 10, play Pittman. It's your risk tolerance.
I agree with Thomas on this one. So this is a late spot game, right? So you're going to have 4 o'clock games, and then you have a Monday night game. So you're going to know almost every team has played outside of five teams, I believe, or 5 games total by the 4 o'clock games. So you're going to know pretty much what the outcome should be by that point. So play Hollywood Brown for the upside, play Pittman. You know, if you're going to have a close outcome, if you're going to have a close projection, then play Pittman to get those guaranteed points. All right, Steve, I'm going to start out with you on this one.
All right.
We talked to Corey earlier. Corey ended up asking us about his running back situation with JT, Latavius Murray, Rashad White, Damian Pierce. He needed 2 and a flex. We ended up all fading Latavius Murray. So he says it's a follow-up for the flex. Would you play Samuel, Paris Campbell, Darnell Mooney, or other options over the running back position, which I think was
Pierce and Murray.
Yeah, it was Pierce. Yeah, and Latavius Murray was, I guess, what we came to. But I think, it was Pierce and Latavius Murray was the 2 options that fell into the flex. So would you play Samuel, Paris Campbell, or Darnell Mooney over those guys?
I'm probably going to play Paris Campbell this week. The Steelers allow the most fantasy points to wide receivers. Hence, I would took Pittman in that last question there. I mean, with Matt Ryan back at quarterback, I feel much more comfortable like starting these 2 wide receivers this week, and especially in a PPR league, or at least even half-point PPR league, and a good matchup for both these wide receivers. I'm gonna go with Paris Campbell over those 2 running backs this week.
Yeah, I love Paris Campbell this week. I'm playing Paris Campbell everywhere. Meanwhile, Deebo Samuel. I mean, I'm sorry. It might be Curtis Samuel. I think I said Deebo. I'm guessing that's Curtis because it's a flex. Curtis Samuel has an advantageous position with Terry McLaurin seeing a lot of shadowing. He still beat every single shadow corner thus far in the year, but that's just because Taylor Heinicke's a fucking maniac and wants to throw at Terry McLaurin no matter what happens. I think that Curtis Samuel does have an advantageous position still. Dave?
Give me Paris Campbell. Nyheim Hines out of town. They're using him as the check down guy. There was a lot of talk this offseason about how Matt Ryan was going to make Hines a thing again. He didn't. He's made Campbell a thing. And so give me Campbell. All those checkdowns that Matt Ryan does are going to go to him.
I'll play Paris Campbell every week as long as Matt Ryan's the quarterback.
No, I'll wait. Sorry. I was going to say, let me ask this trade question, but we'll do this question first. Jeff Wilson, James Conner, Christian Kirk, Keenan Allen, Jeff Wilson, right?
It's Jeff Wilson. Yeah.
You got to pick 3.
Pick 3.
Oh, we've so used to just
not
Jeff Wilson.
Not
Jeff
Christian
Wilson.
Kirk.
Jeff Wilson,
not
Jeff
Christian
Wilson.
Kirk.
Just play 3 rows of Jeff Wilson and you're good. No, it's Jeff Wilson, James Conner, Keenan Allen for me.
So that's the thing. Like the Ravens game is at 12 and they don't like tip their hat as to where players are playing. And Humphrey has played in the slot the last couple of weeks. And they're not worried about the outside guys. They can have their, I think it's Stevens, their like 4th round rookie on the outside and not worry about it. So I'm not playing Kirk this week if I can help it. I'm really not. Now watch, he's going to go for 37 points, but he's matchup dependent. Play the other 3.
Yeah.
Same.
We're seeing Zay Jones play a little bit of slot, but Christian Kirk's the primary slot receiver, so that makes sense.
Yeah, he runs like 85% of his routes from there.
All right, I got a trade question for you guys. I just got an offer. I'm competing for the championship. This league may diminish after this year. It's possible. Would you take a trade where it's Javonte Williams? You're sending away Javonte Williams for Miles Sanders, Gerald Everett, or Greg Dulcich? Now,
Well,
I'm going to say no to that off the bat, but what would you have to receive in addition to that offer in order to make it work? Like, what round draft pick? Like, what would you feel comfortable in
You're
receiving in
getting
addition?
Dolchik or Everett for Javonte Williams?
And Miles Sanders.
No, I'm just not. Now, if you're planning on like nuking the league next year, then it doesn't really matter. But if you have, now that comes into like a moral question. If you know that that's potentially the case, then I think you just don't do that deal, period. But no, Javonte Williams is like the equivalent right now of like a 24-1 straight up. There's not a chance in the world I'm letting him go. Competing.
What about
or not.
Saquon Barkley?
Oh, well, that's easy then. Like now you're asking if a player who's getting drafted higher than the player you're trying to trade away. Yeah. Barkley's going before Javonte Williams in drafts right now.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it really?
Yes.
For Dynasty. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So let's go ahead. Let's hop onto this one. James Conner, Rashad White, or roll with calf injury, Josh Jacobs.
That's actually a tough question.
I'd go
I'm gonna
Rashad
go
White,
White.
I think.
Mm,
Dave?
Is it a 2 for like James Conner, Rashad White?
I think he's
I'm-
gonna be
I
three
think it's a
options.
1. I think it's 1.
yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna go with James Conner in a higher scoring game. I think it's in the end zone, and then Rashad White, and then Jacobs.
I'm going to play Josh Jacobs against Seattle. Back-to-back 20-point games for Josh Jacobs.
I see
Better
Kim
not.
Boo Ballard in the chat. Were you with us last year, Kim? Because your name looks really familiar, by the way. All right. Yeah. Let's go ahead and hop on to Kittle or I think we answered that one. P. Ryan, just to reiterate, we're taking Kittle for me. Is Kittle everybody?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. P. Ryan or Murray in the – oh, this is gross, dude. Okay, I'm going P. Ryan on this one.
T. Ryan.
Yeah.
What's your risk tolerance?
Oh,
Because
stop.
no, Latavius Murray,
This
is
is not a
his-
risk tolerance one.
his
Come on.
baseline is 10 points, right? Like we can expect 10 points. He's going to get the receptions. Edmonds is yeeted. Okay, he's
They
going
got Marlon Mack, bro. Oh my God. We're moving on to the next question on this one. All right. Pierce, Pacheco, or Pittman, pick 2 non-PPR. I'm gonna go with Pierce and Pittman. I like Pacheco, but like you're not getting any kind of premium touches from Pacheco. Wait,
No.
did I say I like Pittman? I like Pacheco, but you're not getting any premium touches from Pacheco.
You don't think the Chiefs would be ahead by like 3 touchdowns early in this Rams game?
Yeah, and then they'll let Ronald Jones run up there.
Oh yeah,
No,
Ronald Jones is supposed to be
not.
active today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
not.
A lot of P's in
They
this.
will. They
question.
will. They'll let Ronald Jones play if they're winning by 3 touchdowns. They're
They
not going to
will.
run Pacheco out there.
Yes, they will.
They should.
I'll go Pacheco and Pittman.
I'll go Pierce and Pittman.
I'm gonna go Pacheco and Pittman. Those are the P's.
That's the right way. Those
Nice
are the
split down
P's.
the middle.
Those are the P's in the pod.
Pierce, Pacheco, Pittman. Pierce, Pacheco, Pittman.
Get some
Okay, that wasn't a
PPR
solid
points, man. Get some PPR points in there.
All right, last one. Hey, Roger, you can bring in all the questions you want, man. We will be here for you. Just keep bringing those questions in. We have Hayden Hurst or Juwan Johnson. I know that Jamar Chase isn't playing, which has made Hurst relevant, and I like it this week. I do. I don't think they're going to be able to run.
Ooh.
This is
Nathan
rough.
Peterman is starting today for the Bears.
Over Trevor Siemian?
Trevor Siemian got hurt in warm up.
What?
Yeah, Trevor Siemian hurt his oblique.
Peterman.
He hurt his oblique in warm-ups.
Peterman
you-
back.
Kidding me?
It's Nathan Peterman show again. 7 picks today.
I'm taking the under. Hold on. Let me go to Underdog real quick. And Bet365. Shout out
Just came
Bet365.
in.
Shout out Bet365 for granting us before they change these lines. I'm going to get in on it.
Oh my! I was trying to put a bet too. Oh my god, that's insane.
Take
Okay,
the under
so
on everything.
what are you guys doing, Hayden Hurst or Juwan Johnson?
Juwan Johnson.
Jawan Johnson. Take the touchdown. Possible upside.
Yeah, Johnson.
Oh god, I'm trying to do this at the same time. All right, ETN, David Montgomery at the flex, PPR. Dude, why aren't they using Travis Etienne in the receiving game?
Etienne, I don't care. Nathan Peterman starting. You go Etienne.
Yeah, agree. Nathan Peterman. Travis Etienne. He's going to see the groundwork on this offense here. And Jermichael Hasty's not involved in this offense. Just give me Travis Etienne this week. He should have enough rushing carries in this offense here. And then maybe they're actually getting him used in the. Yeah, they had a bye week last week. Maybe they start using him in the passing game.
Yep, Etienne for me.
I had to go smash some others.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it right now. I'm searching through all my stuff. Oh man, Underdog already changed their stuff.
Fuck! They're quick. They're quick.
They are.
You damn gambling sites.
Pick 2. Pittman, Olave, or Godwin, PPR. I'm gonna go with Godwin. And Olave and Pittman are close for me. I will probably opt with Pittman. Dave, I know you love Olave. Which one are you taking?
Olave, Godwin.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Olave, Godwin.
There's not.
Did we just talk about how the Steelers are the worst team up against wide receivers, and none of y'all want Pittman?
This is nothing against Pittman. This is just I like Olave and Godwin a lot better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take the better players.
Yeah, the Niners
and
defense.
Better. I wouldn't say better offense, but
the Niners secondary is banged up. They just lost 2 or 3 players from their secondary. So
yeah, Jason Verrett, I know is out.
Yeah. And then Godwin is just Godwin.
All right, Juju or Olave? I'll take Juju.
Oh.
I'm gonna stick to Olave.
Yeah, that's such a basic bitch answer. I'll take Olave.
Why is that you're a basic bitch?
Something to do with Cadillac, but I'm gonna go Olave.
Safety net Juju, tight end playing receiver Juju over explosive, potentially weak winning upside in Olave.
Oh my god.
Juju's gonna have to run like 10 routes before they're up 21-0. And they're just gonna be like, go sit down. We're gonna play Justin Watson.
Chase, are you drinking a pumpkin spice latte right now?
What? No. What?
I'm just asking. I mean,
I'm drinking it. Oh, because I'm a bait.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
You got baited so hard.
I did. I was like, what? No, I'm drinking Coors Light. Like, come on. I guess that's basic bitch too. Basic.
If it was a pumpkin brew, we might have ended the show.
Oh my God, Juju has seen 88 yards, 124 yards, 113 yards in 3 of his past 4 games. I can't with y'all.
Nice competitive matchups. Not this iteration of the Rams.
All right, what do we got? 1 wide receiver, 1 flex, Amari Cooper, Keenan Allen, and Miles Sanders. Actually, speaking of the Rams, I cannot believe we don't have more Cam Akers questions because Cam Akers or Kyron Williams are both plays this week.
I think people are just done. They're just like even if he gets like 12 carries for 50 yards, it's not going to help you in any of your leagues.
Yeah,
they're not scoring, so it's GG's. Cooper and Allen for me. Get yeeted, Miles Sanders. You touchdown.
Oh God, Thomas started with the word yeeted. That means he's going to say it 50 more times in this episode before it's all over. I'm going with Amari Cooper and Keenan Allen as well.
You realize that's like my favorite word, right?
Like I know. Once you start, it doesn't stop. After you start, it does not stop, my friend.
Yeah.
Cooper Allen.
I have a yeet button.
Cooper Allen too.
On my stream deck, I have a yeet button. Don't make me start pressing it.
Oh, God. All right. We have Josh Palmer or Debo at wide receiver, or play them both with 1 in the flex, or 1 RB combined with the wide receiver.
Yeah, play them both.
Play them both. Options are over Murray, P. Ryan, or Devonta Foreman. Yeah, you're playing them both.
Whatever Dave said.
I like Devonta Foreman this week.
I'm too dumb for a question that's this intricate. I'll take whatever Dave said.
I'd play Donta Foreman over Josh Palmer. It's gonna be such a high scoring game. I take that back.
Palmer is the wide receiver 4 the last 3 weeks. Like, not that he's going to be wide receiver 4 this week, but I think he's a safe play for wide receiver 2 until Williams returns.
All right, Kim's in the chat. Kim, once again, I feel like you look familiar. I think we helped you out last year. I haven't seen you this year yet, but good morning. Need to secure a playoff spot with the win. Need a high ceiling. Full PPR. One Allard. Pick one. Allard, Curtis Samuel, or Marquise Brown. Probably going to go Marquise Brown on this one. I like Allen Lazard. I like Curtis Samuel a lot, but nobody offers the ceiling that Marquise Brown does. And I still think that Marquise Brown is going to see the short targets, even with the injury and him coming back. Because he was supposed to come back last week, guys. Like there was a talk that he was healthy enough to play last week, but they wanted to give him one more week to heal up. So like he could have played last week. It's not like he's getting pushed back into the games. He's healthy. I'm going to take Marquise Brown.
Yeah, you play Brown.
Yep. Marquise
if Brown. You need to win.
If you need the high ceiling, go do that. But I do think there's a high probability Lazard scores a touchdown this week. I just don't think it's backed up with as many yards as Brown can give you.
All right, Connor or White. I'm taking White.
Yeah.
White.
There's a lot of Connor and White questions this week.
There is, yeah.
Connor's got a good matchup. The Chargers' run defense is horrible.
It's true.
I've seen a lot of like 2 TD props for Connor kind of stuff going out there.
I have.
White, I get the excitement, but I think Thomas was saying it earlier. Like, this happens all the time where people are just fiending for like the next guy. And so if he doesn't score 50 fantasy points today, it's going to be a massive disappointment and Twitter's going to be on fire. I think 15
Bernard.
I think 15 to 20 points for White is in a solid, it's a rainy kind of a gloomy day over there in Cleveland. But I'll take Connor in this one.
Yeah, I saw somebody say that Rachaad White, someone I like very much, who's a very smart person, say that after today, Rachaad White will be a top 12 dynasty back. And I was just like, relax.
Oof, it's bold.
That offensive line is not good for the Buccaneers, by the way. Like that offensive line is brutal.
I'm just saying, like, that's the level of like nuclear hype Rachaad White has this week.
And Giovanni Bernard's going to ruin it all. I still cannot believe that somebody said fuck you or whatever the hell they said, fuck off, when I said that Giovanni Bernard is going to ruin some fantasy weeks.
This is a great question for this hype train. Josh Jacobs or White? I'm playing Josh Jacobs still.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
And look, there is a non-zero chance that could potentially come back and bite me in the ass. There's a definite chance that could happen. But I don't think it's probable.
Well, we just need to make sure that Jacobs sees receiving work because the Seahawks are very good in the middle where Josh Jacobs likes to run. And I think that Josh Jacobs does see receiving work because I think that the Seahawks are going to go up. All right. Ayuk or Pittman? I'm going Pittman. Don't do it.
Of course you are.
Pittman.
Don't
you trust Brandon Ayuk?
I don't either.
A wide receiver 1 on the 49ers, I'll take Ayuk.
4 targets last week. I don't know.
Deebo Samuel's been getting healthier. All right.
Ayuk scoring touchdowns. Do you want to win the week or do you want to like methodically find a way to barely maybe win?
Barely win.
All right, Aaron Jones or Antonio Gibson. I think that this is actual AJ Dillon week. I'm kind of kidding on that. Kind of. He's been brutal, but this is the type of running back that you need to be able to beat the Eagles. Is a big physical back that can break tackles in the middle. Aaron Jones, I don't think is going to have a good week. I don't think that do not go out there and start Dillon. Do not go start AJ Dillon. But I think that he could see just as many carries as Aaron Jones, which could nuke his outcome.
You will find a way to shoehorn an awful player into this show.
I said don't play him.
Like you need a running back that can break tackles. And guess what? Aaron Jones is better than AJ Dillon at doing that. He's a better running back in every
he's just better in space.
Period.
Yeah, and I know Philly's trying to like strengthen the middle of their defensive line after getting ran all over, but that's the best way to beat Philly, and that's what teams are going to continue to do is keep Jalen Hurts on the sideline and just run the ball because it's hard to pass on this team. But Aaron Jones, I'm going to take him, especially if there's some PPR upside on this one. Just believe in the player a lot more than I do in Gibson, and we don't know if Robinson's going to get more snaps or any of that stuff.
All All right.
You-
Let's see.
Also play Aaron Jones because Antonio Gibson doesn't offer you a 35-point game where any
Sure.
week Aaron Jones can just go there. So relax, everyone. I've won you your
Yeah,
week.
and he does like to do it on prime time.
Yeah.
He does, yeah.
All right. So we're going to Dave for this one. Dave, you're solo. Okay. Where are you ranking Montgomery this week? You actually have your rankings, so that's why I'm asking you to give us your actual ranking.
Yeah, and I don't know if this changed anything. So
Nathan Peterman?
yeah, Peterman changes things. I had him at 19 prior to the Peterman news. I'm gonna have to drop him down behind Sanders, behind Harris, behind Pirine. I got him at 24.
Okay, now let me ask you this. He's listed as the backup emergency quarterback for the Chicago Bears.
Is he really?
If Peterman gets pulled after throwing 4 picks in the first quarter,
Hey, Montgomery.
potential of Montgomery playing quarterback, where does he rank in your rankings?
Is he
These are
really
the
the
hard
emergency
right.
quarterback?
Yeah, he's listed
slightly
News
above
up. Yeah.
Taysom Hill.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
All right. Nathan Peterman, Cole Kmet for the last 30-yard touchdown. Bears down by 41. Tough loss.
That's expecting Cole Kmet to actually
Can't wait for that to happen.
be good.
All right. Need one. Full PPR. Mooney, Curtis Samuel, Deontay Johnson. I'm going Curtis Samuel on this one.
Have to.
Curtis Samuel, yeah. Have to.
He's going to go Deontay Johnson. I know it because he's going to go by his rankings.
Yeah, I got to look at him, but I think it's Deontay in this one. I mean, Samuel saved his week last week with a rushing. Like Dodson's back, and that's hurt him. So my rankings have Curtis Samuel at 34, Deontay Johnson 35.
There you go.
So you're going Curtis Samuel.
Yeah.
I'm so happy I traded every Curtis Samuel share I had for like a second round pick when Carson Wentz was playing quarterback and just peppering him with targets is phenomenal.
Can we just admire the fact that it was supposed to be Justin Fields versus Zach Wilson, and now it was Mike White versus Trevor Siemian, and now it is Mike White versus Nathan Peterman.
Imagine if Mike White gets
Joe
hurt and all of a
Flacco.
sudden we see at halftime it's going to be Joe Flacco.
No.
Nathan Peterman.
Mike White is going to make Michael Carter a top 5 running back. This
Oh,
week.
I love that.
It's-
I have Michael
I
Carter
just
playing
traded a
everywhere.
second round pick for him on a team that I need a win on.
The
and I'm-
over and under is 3 for receptions for Michael Carter.
What?
3. Just free
Oh,
money.
I already took the over on 2.5.
He's going to have 15.
I got it at 2.5. All right, Njoku in the rain or Everett against Arizona.
I'll take Everett in a high scoring game.
I'll take Everett too, but I do like Njoku this week. I think that he has all the potential in the world to get you points. So yeah, for anybody playing Njoku, don't feel bad about this one. Everett's just in a great position. The only thing I don't like about Everett is he runs the same routes or the same area of the field as Keenan Allen does. And Keenan Allen's back. And then we saw what happened with Gerald Everett last week when he was supposed to have a dominant performance. I'm going to take Njoku. I'm going to take Njoku over Everett. All right, Connor or Murray? Connor, I think for all of us.
Connor.
Yep. Connor.
All right, we have – dude, this is so weird, man. We're flooded with questions this week. Last week, we had like 2. So thanks for tuning in, guys. We really appreciate it. We are about to get out of here. We have a couple questions left. Thank you guys for tuning in. If y'all have any more questions, please get them in before we get out of here. We have Flex, full PPR, Pittman, or Travis Etienne. Oof.
Give me Pittman.
I'll take Pittman.
Oh, ETN, baby. Let's go.
He-
He's goated.
For 1 catch.
Yeah. It's
ETN,
so bizarre how
he's
he does
a
not.
receiver.
Yeah, but he was a receiving back coming out of college and everything. It was
Once
so
again,
weird how he's not getting targets.
I'm just once again begging everyone to acknowledge that Michael Pittman Jr. has scored 1 fucking touchdown since week 1. His upside is 0. Like his week winning upside is 0. Like it's just what it is. ETN has shown that he can absolutely pop off on 1 play. And because he hasn't gotten the targets doesn't mean he'll continue to not get the targets. That's not like a locked in scenario. And the Ravens also allow more than enough targets to the running backs. Like they're not infallible in the running game. Although Roquan Smith has changed the defense, I'm still going to play the upside explosive running back over the middling. Maybe, hopefully, he's a wide receiver 2 this week. It's not what I'm going to do. That's not my play style. I want boom every chance I get.
All right,
Yeah,
Everett.
as far as targets, he's had 3, 2, 3, 5, 2, 5. I mean,
Yeah.
he's had at least 2 catches in the last 3 games, but 3 catches in 2 out of the last 3.
Yeah, Travis Etienne's target situation is completely blown out of proportion because people wanted him to have 15 targets a game. That's just not necessarily how it's going to go down. And also with this news, Nathan Peterman is starting. Don't play Cole Kmet anywhere ever. He was barely playable with Justin Fields sans a couple of weeks.
Yeah, Everett.
Everett, yeah.
Yeah,
Stop with Cole
Etienne's averaging 20 points in the last 4 games.
All right, White or prime MVP.
Adrian Peterson. What?
I have no idea. Axel, I have no idea what you're saying here.
Is that are you referencing the hype of Rachaad White right now? Because Twitter might take Rachaad White.
I was thinking. Sorry, we were just talking about Mike Way. I didn't
Prime
even think about Rachaad White.
MVP AP.
Which hype train are you taking?
I might take Rachaad White based on what Twitter says.
Dude, dynasty value right now on Rachaad White, it has to be like astronomical.
Yeah, I updated my rankings and put White at RB22. Just, I mean, that's top 12 is going to be hard, but I don't know who the second part of this answer is, so I'm going to go Rachaad White.
Yep, White.
Who's
Hold
AP?
on.
Who is
Adrian Peterson, come on.
Oh, yeah.
I was about to question everything I knew about you, sir.
All right, we're getting out of here, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. We will see you next week, 11:30, fantasy football discussion, youtube.com/fantasy intervention. We'll talk to y'all later.